Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. Welcome to my channel Priyanka's IT School. Today I'm sharing next tutorial on software testing and the topic is dynamic testing, system testing part 2. What is system testing? This is the third level of software testing and system testing is a process where we can check software application for its functional and non-functional requirement. In previous tutorial I have discussed the concept of functional testing, concept of build verification test, that is nothing but smoke testing and sanity testing. So while testing the software application we need to focus on both the parameter, let's say functional parameter plus non-functional parameter. Now in this tutorial let's see the basic agenda what we are going to cover. So we need to understand what is the concept of non-functional testing and how many different types we have for non-functional testing. So what is non-functional testing? Non-functional testing always talks about quality attribute of software application which will simply impact on the business, right? So what kind of quality attribute will be there? Yes, definitely usability of software application, performance of software application, installation process, security parameter. We can simply judge all these parameter, let's say configuration, compatibility as a non-functional testing quality attribute, right? So generally whenever we test any software application, okay, so non-functional generally focus on readiness of the software as per non-functional parameter which are never addressed by functional testing, because at the time of functional testing tester focus is on only on functional parameter, right? But at the time of non-functional testing tester need to focus on quality attribute. That means software should be accepted by that entire client or by that what you can say end users, right, as a quality software application. Now the question is how we can judge software is a quality software. See, suppose there is one software which is working functionality wise, that software is working correctly, right? That means you are getting output which is as per expected result. But suppose that software is taking too much time to provide that output, then definitely no one will use such a kind of software application. So along with functional parameter we need to focus on non-functional parameter, that is nothing but speed, look and feel of the application, easiness of the application, right? So we need to focus on these parameter. So if you have a question like how quickly software responds, how software application is compatible with surrounding environment, is that a software application is easy to understand, easy to use, or is there any issues related to installation process, then one stop solution for all these questions are nothing but non-functional testing types. Okay, so non-functional is it is all about quality attribute testing. So let's understand how many different types we need to focus at the time of non-functional testing. These are some popular types guys we need to focus during non-functional testing, okay, and you will definitely have interview questions based on this topic. So let's understand the first topic, what is usability and user interface testing. So just a minute, yeah, what is UI and user interface? Generally, UI, it is, these two topics comes under user interface. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, user interface. So now what is user interface? We need to focus on this particular parameter, right? Whenever we test software application for a UI, that means there are two types of user interface available. First is all about command line UI. Okay, command line UI, and second is all about graphical UI. So what is command line UI? Command line, it is all about through command only. We can pass a command to our computer system and computer system will respond to that command. So through commands we can interact with the system. And second is all about graphical user interface. That means whenever we test an application, every application there should be a proper UI available, right? Let's say there you will get text boxes, you will get buttons, radio button, or let's say any kind of button, you will get a drop down. So what is this? This is all about the UI, graphical user interface, through which user can simply interact with the software application. So user interface testing generally focus on the UI parameter, but those parameters simply graphical user interface. So at the time of user interface testing, tester tests graphical user interface of the software application which is under test. So what we can test? We can test placement of control. We can test correctness of the control. Suppose user want to enter something, there should be text box, there should not be button, right? Enter any text at that time. So if user want to select something, there should be drop down, there should be radio button, depending on the requirement. These control we can verify. Now placement of control, you can check alignment, you can check position of this control, you can check color combinations, font size, background, foreground color schema, header, footer, all these things we can verify at the time of user interface testing. Now, what is usability? See, both the type of UI only. That means what? At the time of usability, tester should focus on how the software application is easy to understand and easy to use. That is nothing but at the time of usability, tester need to focus on, it is a process where we can check ease of use of application for the user. That's it, right? So what we can check at the time of usability? Yes, at the time of usability, we can check availability of the shortcuts. Let's say for saving any particular file, right? We have a shortcut, control, yes, control plus S. So this is what through which we can save a particular file. Similarly, for that application, we can check availability of the shortcut. Secondly, we can check whether there is any error message occur whenever user enters some kind of wrong operation, or whenever user perform some kind of incorrect step, right? So quickly access provided for the frequent use feature. Let's say there should be logout button available on every page of the application after login. So we can test these things at the time of usability. So there is a thin line difference between UI and usability. UI testing is nothing but tester tests GUI of the software application, and usability is all about ease of use of application for the user, right? So these two parameters are again important. Now next topic is compatibility testing and configuration. See, every software application is designed and developed for a specific hardware and software requirement, right? So hardware software requirement means what? There are some specific requirement from the client, and whenever we test that application for a specific hardware software requirement, that testing we call configuration testing. Okay, so configuration, it is all about hardware compatibility testing. Because compatibility means what? See, user may have a different platform, different type of OS user may have, different types of browser user may have. So as a tester, it's our responsibility that we need to verify software application on variety of environment, variety of platform, and that is all about compatibility testing. So whenever we test software application for multiple platform, that is nothing but compatibility. But here we need to focus on three important types. First one is hardware compatibility. Whenever we test any software application for its specific hardware platform, that we call hardware compatibility, and the same concept we can call configuration testing. Okay. Second compatibility is all about operating system compatibility. Yes, we can test software application on multiple operating system, right? So that is operating system compatibility. Third important, we can test application on variety of browser. So this we call browser compatibility, because user may have a different platform. So this we call compatibility testing. While doing compatibility, we need to focus on two different types. Okay, so types of compatibility. First one is forward compatibility. What is mean by forward? And second one is backward. So what is this backward and forward compatibility? See, whenever you test any software application for its new version, okay, let's say if you are verifying that software application with database. So if you test the software application for a database or new or latest database version, then this we call forward compatibility. Similarly, that means for new version, right? And whenever you test software application, that same database concept for database requirement for an older version, then we can simply call it as backward compatibility. So compatibility testing is nothing but it is simply we can test the software application on variety of platform. But whenever we do for the same activity, whenever we perform for a configuration, for a specific configuration, then we call it as hardware compatibility or configuration testing. So these two types again related to each other. Now we need to focus on third important parameter, that is security testing. Now let's see what is meant by security testing and why it is important. See, in these days with a wide usage of internet for different software applications, security is an important requirement, right? So applications should be developed with a basic level of security. Security testing means what? We need to simply focus on important parameter like what we can test during software application. See, example, we need to focus on access control, right? Authentication, authorization, these are some important points. So we should focus on authorization, right? Then we should focus on confidentiality of the data, confidentiality of data. Then we should focus on authentication process. Yes, what is meant by authentication, authorization? Let me tell you. See, what is this? Authorization means what? Whenever application is developed for a specific, let's say, a requirement, then at that time, as per the valid and invalid user, we need to verify that application. So authorization, it is all about access control, right? We can check access permissions for that user, for a specific user, but here we can check these access permissions for a valid user. So authorization, it is all about, yes, if the user is valid, so proper valid access and all the access permission related to that access we can verify. What is confidentiality? Confidentiality is all about, yes, database confidentiality we can verify. Yes, so it involves keeping the information secure and confidential, right? So authentication is the process where we can verify the identity of the user. If user is valid, then only user can, I mean that application should allow access to that user. If user is invalid, then that user should be denied to the access, right? So we can verify these parameter at the time of security testing. So security testing, again, important concept and important type, because these security, I mean some basic level of security should be there for every software application, but these point again we need to focus. Here one more point we need to focus, that is encryption and decryption. Okay, what is this encryption and decryption? Basically guys, this encryption decryption, it is all about again a data security. So example, whenever we are passing some data to a particular server, suppose here is we have as a client and we have one server, right? And we are passing some information from client to server. If the information is important, I mean that information, definitely that information must I mean there should be security available, right? So whenever you are passing some data from one system to another system, basic level of security should be there. So how the data is confidential, it make, I mean what concept make the data confidential, right? This is important topic, encryption and decryption. Whenever you are passing that data should be simply put in encrypted format. Means what? Whenever you are passing, suppose you are passing hello, there should be some encrypted format for that data. Okay, and that data whenever it is received at the second system, okay, so simply it should be decrypted on that system. So encryption, decryption, the algorithm, these are the part of algorithm which simply keeps secure data. Okay, we simply keep our data secure, simple. So encryption, decryption, it is a part of algorithm, and these important, I mean these four important point we need to focus at the time of security testing. So now next understand what is the installation testing. So yes, whenever application is designed and developed, so depending on the application type, we can simply focus installation process. If the application require installation process, we can simply go for installation testing type, right? So what is this? Installation testing is performed to check if the software has been correctly installed with its all features, or let's say component, right? And whether the software application is working fine or not. So what is the tester responsibility? Tester need to focus on installation process of the software application. But here is one interview question, like what we can test actually at the time of installation testing. So yes guys, what we can test, we can go for memory testing. Yes, memory space we can validate. We can check installation process, step, procedure, whether it is easy to understand or not. Then we can check navigation during installation. We can do negative testing as well depending on the requirement. And finally we can go for uninstallation process also. So as per the customer requirement and the type of application, we can go for installation testing. So this point is important. Now let's understand next type, performance testing. So what is performance testing? Performance testing is a process which ensures that software application will perform well under their expected workload. So during performance testing, focus is on performance parameter. That means what are the performance parameter? We should check that whether the particular software application, it is in within a particular speed which is expected by the client. So speed, throughput, scalability, response time, stability, reliability, these are some performance parameter we need to focus. Let's see what is meant by response time. Response time means how fast a request is processed. Agree? Then second parameter is throughput. So let me discuss this parameter. First point is response time, right? So response time. Second parameter is throughput. What is throughput? Yes. So throughput means number of transactions processed by an application per unit of time. So these transactions simply because see application may use by multiple user, right? Either concurrently or let's say one by one. So we need to focus on that parameter. So throughput means what? Number of transactions executed or processed by that system on per unit time. Then we need to focus on scalability. What is scalability? Yes. Scalability, it is all about, see, maximum user load. Okay, it determines maximum user load that software can handle. Okay, then we need to focus on stability. What is stability now? Yes, stability, it is all about, again, it determines the application is stable under various load condition. Okay, and then we need to focus on reliability point. What is the reliability point? Yes, why we can say when we are our application is reliable. See, reliability means application should be reliable in various performance measurement, right? So that these attributes generally we can focus at the time of performance testing. So performance of software application we can verify for this performance parameter. But to do this, this is again an important topic for interview. At the time of performance testing, how many different types of performance testing available? Okay, so there are total 5 different types of performance testing available. See, we can do performance testing in this 5 type. First type is load testing. What is load testing? Yes, interesting question. Okay, very first, what is meant by load? Load, it is all about number of user. Okay, we can say number of user or number of request. Number of request. Now what is load testing? Suppose client requirement is some let's say there is one application and that application should be work with 100 user, okay, accurately. That means whenever 100 user using the same application concurrently, definitely that application should be work properly. So what is load testing? Load testing is a process where we can apply a client expected load onto the software and we can check performance of that software. So what we need to focus during load testing? We need to provide input. Input is what? Client expected load onto this software. Right? So what is the client expected load now? Suppose 100 user at a time using the software application, then that software application should behave properly for that requirement. So here we can check performance of software application. Clear? So now this is all about load testing. So apply client expected load onto the software and check and verify performance. Second, again guys, what is performance? Here we can actually verify all the performance parameter. Okay, response time, we can go for throughput, we can go for reliability, scalability, we can verify here. Now second is stress testing. What is stress testing? Stress testing, it is a kind of negative approach. That means what? If a client requirement is, let's say, 100 requirement at a time they should use the software application, then what we can do in stress testing, we can simply put a load beyond the limit on this software application and we can check the performance. So beyond the limit means what? Definitely if the requirement is 100 user, then we can pass 110, 120, 150 like this. Somewhere definitely on particular load your application may get hang, may get crash or may get break. So generally in stress testing we can identify this breaking point. Okay, So stress testing is used to identify a breaking point, is followed to identify breaking point, or what we can say, it is used to identify a maximum load that system can handle, right? So max load we can identify during stress testing. So what is a stress testing? Beyond the limit, apply load onto the software and check software performance for that particular load. There is one more type. Let's say endurance testing. What is endurance? Endurance, we can also call it as soak testing. Okay, so what is this endurance testing? Same, let's say client expected load we can apply for a continuous time period. Okay, continuous time period, let's say for 3 hours, for particular 5 hours we can apply, and we can check software performance, right? So continuous time period we can apply a particular load onto the software and we can check the software performance. This testing we can call endurance testing. Best example, test any web application for throughout a day, right? So throughout a day we can use that software application and we can check the performance of that website. So website testing and any application which have a specific requirement that application is available 24 by 7 hours, definitely we can go for such a type of testing with the help of endurance testing, that is soak testing. We have one more type, that is we call volume testing. See, volume, what is meant by volume? Generally whenever we apply load, so that load is nothing but what? User, either number of user or number of requests. That means whenever, suppose you are testing any login functionality, at that time that 100 user need to pass a data, right? They need to pass a data to our software application, and that data contain of course username and password both. So whenever we test software application for such a large amount of data, depending on the client requirement, definitely that data volume testing is again important, and that data we can test during volume testing. So volume testing, it is all about, we need to verify software application performance for a large amount of data. Then there is a next point, that is spike testing. Now what is this spike testing? Spike testing means what, guys? Suddenly whenever you apply some load onto the software, there are some sudden changes happen onto the network or into the network. So what kind of changes will be there? Suppose if you want to check, let's say if the requirement is 100 user at a time use, they can use software application, but suppose we put user load in this way. We put suppose first 50 user load, then we suddenly increase that load to the again 50 user, we suddenly decrease that load to the 50 user. So what is this? These are nothing but sudden changes we can do inside a network or while applying that load. So for sudden changes again, we can verify software performance, and this is nothing but spike testing. So at the time of performance testing, we need to focus on these 5 important testing type, because this is what the famous, I mean you will definitely get a interview question on performance testing. What is performance testing? So performance testing means what? We can verify software performance with respect to performance parameter, right? So while load testing, we need to simply focus on apply client expected load onto the software and check performance. In stress testing, beyond the limit, apply load and check performance. Endurance testing, throughout the day or continuously apply the same load, client expected load, and check performance of the software application. While performance testing, we need to focus on data, and that is all about volume testing. Whenever there are some sudden changes, let's say peak time and all, we can verify with the help of spike testing. There is a one more question, how we can generate such a kind of load? Because see, to perform this testing, generally we have, I mean complete software testing, we have a two different ways, right? We can go for with the help of manual testing and automation testing. So generally in manual testing, what we can do at the time of performance testing, definitely guys, we can prepare a test cases while writing or while performing manual testing process, right? But these test cases we can actually execute, we can actually evaluate at the time of automation testing, I mean with the help of automation tool. How? Because to generate or this kind of load, I mean to create 100 user load, or let's say 100 number of requests at a time, it is what I can say a somewhat challenge at the time of manual testing, during by performing this performance testing activity. So there is challenges we need to face at the time of performance testing if you are doing the task with the help of manual testing way. And that is the reason this testing type we definitely perform with the help of automation tool. There are multiple automation tools available in the market. Let's say load runner is there, JMeter is there, through which we can simply perform performance testing. So always remember, performance testing, it is not possible manually. Why it is so? Because that much of load creation task is somewhat challenging activity. Okay, and then there are many more. Let's say creation of that kind of environment, okay, customer expected environment development, it is again challenging activity during performance testing. Now, next point is recovery testing. What is recovery testing? See, as the name suggests, recovery testing is a process of taking the compatibility of software product, or let's say capability of the software product, to recover data quickly, okay, in the system failure, such as suppose system is crash, or hardware glitch, or there is some network problem, we can simply perform recovery testing. So whenever a software application goes from the normal, okay, this is a normal phase, or what you can say, this is a particular normal state. Okay, so whenever application goes from the normal to abnormal state, so here, from that abnormal state, how software quickly recover, we can simply perform this testing. I mean, this recovery point we can identify during the recovery testing. So how software recover, whenever software goes from the normal to abnormal state, how software recover from that failure point, that is all about recovery testing. Suppose we are downloading a file, okay, and suddenly that network connection lost. So definitely guys, how system perform downloading operation after the network connectivity recover, this is what recovery testing. Okay, so for this non-functional test, tester can prepare test cases, as well as automation tool will simply available to perform all this testing type, and we need to focus on this point because this topic is very much important. So based on non-functional requirement, tester can test non-functional testing, right? Tester can perform non-functional testing. So non-functional, which is always talks about quality attributes of software application. Now, in a in this information, we have some questions. So question on this topic, like what is system testing, what is entry criteria for system testing. Definitely when we can start system testing, after integration testing we can go for system testing, where we can check functional, non-functional both. When, or what is the exit criteria of system testing? Yes, system testing can be completed after functional, non-functional testing parameter. Who does system testing? Tester is always responsible to conduct system testing. What is build verification test? Yes, what is build verification test? Whenever we do functional testing, very first we need to verify that build, whether the build is testable or not. So we can do that activity with the help of build verification test. You can refer my previous tutorial for these concepts. Okay, then you will have a question on compatibility, configuration difference, UI usability difference, then performance testing and its type, installation testing, security testing. So you can simply prepare for such a kind of beautiful questions. Okay, so that's all for this tutorial guys. Please stay tuned, subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching. Thank you everyone.